What happens to your body when you don't have sex for a long time? Gentlemen, there's a topic that often lingers in the minds of men, particularly those who have crossed the threshold of 50 years, yet rarely surfaces in casual conversation: the physical ramifications of extended periods without sexual activity. Life, in its unpredictable dance, can lead to such stretches for a multitude of reasons. Perhaps you find yourself single, navigating the world independently for a while. It might be that health issues have shifted priorities or capabilities, altering the landscape of intimacy, or simply put, the demands of daily existence have placed romantic and physical connections on the back burner. Regardless of the specific circumstance, the age-old adage, "use it or lose it," has likely crossed your mind, prompting a quiet wonder about its veracity. I am Dr. Jocelyn, a urologist with 12 years of experience dedicated to understanding and addressing men's health concerns. Today, I intend to provide you with a grounded, science-backed answer, free from exaggeration. While much of what you may have heard is inflated, there are indeed real, observable changes that occur within the body. Understanding these is crucial, and I assure you, by the conclusion of our discussion, you will possess a clear delineation between myth and reality, and more importantly, actionable strategies to cultivate and maintain optimal health and vitality, irrespective of your current level of sexual engagement. Let us commence by dismantling the most prevalent misconceptions that regularly surface in my consultations. The first and perhaps most pervasive myth is that a cessation of sexual activity will lead to a permanent cessation of function. This simply is not the case. Your body is not programmed to simply shut down due to a temporary hiatus from sexual expression. You will not, as some fear, awaken one morning to discover that integral functions have inexplicably ceased. The biological structures, the intricate network of nerves, and the sophisticated hormonal system are all remarkably resilient and possess an inherent capacity for recovery and adaptation. The second common myth posits that prolonged abstinence will irrevocably extinguish one's libido. Again, this is a gross oversimplification. While it is true that hormonal fluctuations and psychological states play significant roles in desire, a period of reduced sexual activity does not condemn you to a lifelong absence of sexual inclination. The human body is a finely tuned, adaptive organism, and desire, when circumstances are conducive, can indeed reawaken and flourish. Now, let us turn our attention to what is factually accurate. There are discernible, measurable changes that can manifest within the male physique during extended intervals without sexual engagement. These alterations are not indicative of catastrophic failure, but rather subtle shifts that are important to comprehend, empowering you to implement simple, proactive measures to safeguard your well-being. To elucidate these biological processes, I will employ straightforward language, eschewing convoluted medical terminology. The entirety of the male reproductive and urinary system is intricately dependent on three fundamental pillars: robust blood flow, adequate muscle tone, and balanced hormonal levels. Consider these as the essential supports that maintain the structural integrity of this complex system. When sexual activity occurs with regularity, whether partnered or solitary, it functions as a form of ongoing maintenance for all three of these vital pillars. During sexual arousal, there is a significant increase in blood flow to the entire pelvic region. This enhanced circulation is indispensable for sustaining the health, elasticity, and nourishment of the tissues. Visualize it as providing essential hydration and nutrients to a plant. Without it, the tissues can become less supple and responsive. Concurrently, with the attainment of orgasm, the muscles of the pelvic floor engage in rhythmic contractions. These involuntary muscular actions serve as a natural and effective workout for these crucial muscles, contributing to their strength and tone. The significance of strong pelvic floor muscles extends far beyond sexual function. They are paramount for maintaining bladder control, supporting overall core stability, and contributing to a general sense of physical well-being. Furthermore, sexual activity interacts with the body's hormonal system in a nuanced and complex manner. Testosterone, the primary male sex hormone, exerts a profound influence on libido, energy levels, and even mood regulation. Consistent sexual engagement helps to keep these hormonal pathways active and responsive, contributing to a balanced internal environment. I understand that upon hearing this, many of you might be pondering, so what precisely changes if I'm not sexually active? This is precisely the territory we are about to explore. However, before we delve deeper, I would like to take a brief interlude. If you are finding this information valuable, please consider engaging with the content by hitting the like button. Subscribing to the channel will ensure you do not miss out on future discussions on men's health. Furthermore, I invite you to share your thoughts in the comments section below. Please tell me, from what corner of the globe are you watching? I find immense satisfaction in witnessing this growing global community of men actively pursuing knowledge about their health. Let us now dissect the 4 most common physiological and psychological shifts that men may experience during prolonged periods without sexual activity. Change number 1: blood flow and tissue health. The biology. The intricate tissue structure of the penis contains a specific type of muscle known as smooth muscle. This smooth muscle relies on consistent oxygenated blood flow to maintain its health and elasticity. During the physiological process of an erection, blood is channeled into this tissue, effectively stretching it and preserving its flexibility. When prolonged intervals occur without erections, and this importantly includes nocturnal erections, which are nature's own mechanism for tissue maintenance, the penile tissue can gradually lose some of its inherent elasticity. Imagine a rubber band that has been left unused for an extended period. It still functions, but it may feel somewhat stiffer and less yielding upon initial use. The practical reality. Consequently, some men may observe that following a considerable break from sexual activity, achieving an erection might feel less firm initially, or it may require a slightly longer duration to reach full rigidity. The encouraging news is that this is typically a temporary phenomenon. Once sexual activity is resumed, blood flow to the region improves, and tissue responsiveness generally returns to its previous state. The emotional impact. This particular change can, understandably, evoke concern the first time it is noticed. There might be an inclination to believe that something has gone permanently awry. However, comprehending that this is a natural, reversible response to reduced physical stimulation can significantly alleviate anxiety and promote a more pragmatic perspective. Change number 2: pelvic floor muscle tone. The biology. The muscles comprising the pelvic floor are critical for a variety of functions, including controlling urination, providing support for the bladder, and playing an integral role in the physiological processes of erection and orgasm. These muscles thrive on regular, forceful contractions. During orgasm, these muscles contract rhythmically and powerfully, thereby maintaining their tone and strength. The practical reality. In the absence of sexual activity, some men might notice subtle alterations in their bladder control. This could manifest as a slightly increased urgency to urinate that was not present before, or occasional minor leakage when performing actions such as coughing or sneezing. The emotional impact. While these changes are often subtle and manageable, they can sometimes lead to minor embarrassment or inconvenience, impacting one's sense of control and confidence in social situations. Change number 3: testosterone and hormonal balance. The biology. It is a well-established fact that testosterone levels naturally tend to decline with advancing age. However, regular sexual activity appears to play a role in keeping the broader hormonal system engaged and responsive. Certain research findings suggest a correlation between consistent sexual activity and the maintenance of slightly more robust testosterone levels, though the precise nature of this relationship is complex and multifactorial. The practical reality. During extended periods without sexual engagement, some men report a decrease in their motivation, a general reduction in energy levels, or a pervasive feeling of being flat or uninspired. Libido itself can diminish, potentially creating a self-perpetuating cycle. Reduced desire leads to less sexual activity, which in turn can further contribute to a decrease in desire. The emotional impact. This hormonal and motivational shift can feel like the erosion of a fundamental aspect of one's identity. Many men express feelings of diminished confidence and a perceived reduction in their masculine essence. However, understanding that these feelings are often rooted in hormonal fluctuations, which are typically treatable, can be profoundly reassuring. Change. Number 4. Psychological and relational effects. The biology. Sexual interaction is far more than a purely physical act. It is intrinsically linked to mental and emotional well-being. Consistent sexual activity has been associated with reduced stress levels, improved sleep quality, and an uplifted mood. This positive impact is partly attributable to the release of neurochemicals such as oxytocin and endorphins, which are known for their mood-boosting and stress-reducing properties. The practical reality. Men who experience long durations without intimate connection sometimes report feeling more stressed, a greater sense of isolation, or suffering from poorer quality sleep. Within the context of a relationship, a deficit in physical intimacy can unfortunately lead to an emotional distancing between partners, creating a rift that can be challenging to bridge. The emotional impact. This particular consequence is often the most profound and difficult for men to navigate. Sex is fundamentally about connection, the willingness to be vulnerable, and the affirmation of being desired. When this element is absent, for whatever reason, many men experience a deep and palpable sense of loss, which can extend to feelings of loneliness and a diminished sense of self-worth. Here is the most critical takeaway message I wish to impart today. For the vast majority of men, particularly those in their younger years, and for men in their 50s and 60s who maintain reasonably healthy hormone levels, these experience changes are not permanent. The human body possesses a remarkable capacity for adaptation and resilience. Upon resuming sexual activity, whether with a partner or through personal exploration, blood flow to the region demonstrably improves, tissues regain their elasticity, muscles regain strength, and confidence typically returns. However, it is imperative to acknowledge that if you are contending with significant age-related declines in testosterone, or if you have pre-existing health conditions such as diabetes or cardiovascular disease, the physical changes may be more pronounced and might necessitate medical intervention. And it is entirely acceptable and, indeed, advisable to seek such assistance. There are effective treatments available. Whether you are currently sexually active or not, here are 4 practical, proactive steps you can implement to foster and maintain optimal physical health. 1. Stay physically active. Regular cardiovascular exercise is a cornerstone of good health, as it significantly enhances blood circulation throughout your entire body, including the vital pelvic region. Incorporating strength training into your routine can help to support and maintain healthy testosterone levels. Flexibility exercises contribute to overall bodily function and well-being. Even committing to a brisk 30-minute walk each day can make a discernible difference. 2. Practice pelvic floor exercises. You do not need to be sexually active to ensure the strength and tone of your pelvic floor muscles. Simple Kegel exercises, which involve contracting and releasing the muscles you would use to interrupt the flow of urine, can be performed discreetly and effectively in almost any setting. Commencing with 3 sets of 10 repetitions daily is an excellent starting point. 3. Consider solo activity. Even in the absence of a partner, maintaining regular sexual function through self-pleasure is a legitimate and beneficial health practice. It plays a crucial role in preserving optimal blood flow, muscle tone, and hormonal responsiveness. There is absolutely no inherent shame in this practice. It is a form of proactive self-care and health maintenance. 4. Get your hormones checked. If you are experiencing persistent symptoms such as low energy, a diminished libido, or noticeable mood changes, it is highly advisable to consult with your physician and request a comprehensive check of your testosterone levels. If your levels are found to be low, hormone replacement therapy might be a suitable and highly effective option, capable of dramatically improving your overall quality of life and sense of well-being. While most of the changes discussed are considered normal physiological responses and are generally reversible, there are certain warning signs that warrant prompt and professional medical attention. These include a sudden and complete inability to achieve erections, even spontaneous nocturnal ones, any pain or discomfort experienced during erections or ejaculation, significant and concerning changes in urination patterns such as severe urgency, pain during urination, or the presence of blood in the urine, and profound, debilitating fatigue or depression, or any other symptoms that significantly interfere with your daily life. It is crucial to remember that erectile dysfunction can often serve as an early indicator of underlying cardiovascular disease. Therefore, if you are experiencing persistent issues in this area, it is imperative that you do not ignore them. They could be your body's way of communicating vital information about your overall cardiovascular health. I wish to address something that is unfortunately not discussed with sufficient frequency: the considerable emotional weight that can accompany these physical changes. Many men inextricably link their sense of masculinity, their confidence, and their overall self-worth to their sexual performance. Consequently, when they perceive a decline or alteration in their sexual function, it can trigger deep-seated feelings of inadequacy, shame, and even a sense of failing. You may begin to question your virility or feel that your most vibrant years are definitively behind you. Let me state this unequivocally: your intrinsic worth as a man is not, and never will be, measured by the frequency of your sexual encounters or your performance. Your body is exhibiting natural responses. It is adapting to the circumstances it finds itself in, and with the right understanding and, at times, straightforward interventions, you can absolutely maintain a high level of vitality and function for many, many years to come. If you are currently not sexually active due to circumstances beyond your immediate control, perhaps you are single, or your partner is dealing with health challenges, please understand that you have done nothing wrong and you are not somehow failing. Life unfolds in myriad ways. What is most important is that you prioritize your overall health and remain well-informed about your body's needs. In conclusion, regarding the use it or lose it principle, the reality is far less dire than the catastrophic scenarios many men fear. Yes, your body undoubtedly benefits from regular sexual activity. However, what truly matters is that you actively listen to your body's signals, stay informed, and crucially, do not allow fear or shame to impede you from seeking the necessary help when you require it. Your most fulfilling years do not have to be relegated to the past. With a considered and informed approach, you possess the capacity to maintain exceptional vitality, unwavering confidence, and robust function well into your later years. If you have found this discussion to be beneficial, I encourage you to share it with others who might derive value from it: a friend, a brother, or a father. Please leave a like to help this important message reach a wider audience of men. And remember to subscribe to the channel, ensuring notifications are turned on so you remain apprised of all future content pertaining to men's health. It is vital to remember that age is merely a number. It does not define your vitality. Small, informed adjustments to your lifestyle can lead to profound freedom and a renewed sense of confidence. I am Dr. Jocelyn, and I look forward to connecting with you in our next video. Stay healthy, stay informed, and above all, stay confident.